Well, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the weekend. It was a pretty volatile week, and sorry if my projections came true. So this is Mornings with Michael, evening edition for information and educational purposes only. So let's look at our heat map for today. Our heat map is currently listing, so let me bring it up. Share our screen. Here's our heat map. Microsoft was up 1.3 today. Amazon was up slightly. NVIDIA continues to retract as semiconductors are pulling back. Google was up 0.73. Healthcare was mostly up. Energy was up. Financial was mostly up. Restaurants are mixed bag. Utilities were up. So that's that. We'll stop the share our screen so we can bring up Techers. This is a stock that I've been profiling. I'm not sure if this is a shakeout, attempt by professional money managers to shake others out so they can get better pricing, or if this is the beginning of people taking the profits and it turning down. So there you have that. Only time will tell. We'll have to wait until Monday. I believe on Monday, I'll be taking some more profits just in case. So on the world news, Dallas Fed, Lori Logan signaled on Thursday that if the Fed skips a rate hike at this meeting in 2 weeks, it doesn't imply that they are stopping hiking for good. They skipped a rate in June meeting before raising the benchmark by 25 basis points in the range of 5.25 to 5.5 at its last meeting in July. Skipping does not imply stopping, she added. Chicago Fed President Austin Goolsbee on Thursday suggested the Fed is almost done raising interest rates. We are rapidly approaching the time when our argument is not going to be about how high should the rates go. It's going to be an argument of how long we need to keep the rates at this position before we are sure that we're on the path back to the target of 2% inflation. China's vehicle sales rose in August at Beijing's measure to boost auto consumption took effect, and retail sales of passenger cars rose 2.5% to 1.92 million vehicles last month. Consumer news, American Outdoors, AOUT. See if we can bring that up. Quarter one EPS 1 cent versus estimated flat. And with the market, it's selling off. RH Corporation shares fell precipitously, close to 16%. Quarter two EPS 393 versus estimate 256. I guess it just was not enough. Their earnings fell 36%, even though they beat their estimates. Earnings price of about 47%. Huge selling volume there. Smith & Wesson, quarter adjusted EPS 13 cents versus 5 cents. It gapped up at the open and then closed on its low, which is bearish. Zumiez, ZUMZ, quarter two EPS lost 44 cents versus estimate 67 cent loss. This was less than what people were expected, so it fell with the market. Limonera, Q3 EPS 2 cents versus estimate of 15 cents. Yeah, you would think that would fall. This is a producer of lemons, avocados, and oranges. National Beverage, FIZZ, Q1 EPS 53 cents versus estimate of 53 cents. Pretty flat. And it stays down. Did have a bit of a recovery after it sold off. 39%. Earnings increase 0.76, less than a percent earnings surprise. Dutch Brothers, BROS, up slightly. They have a 11.54 million share secondary price at $26. Las Vegas union strip workers have decided workers will vote on a citywide strike on September 26th, and if approved, could lead to over 50,000 housekeepers, bartenders, and other staff walking off the job. Watch Caesars, CZR, MGM, LBS, and Wynn, says the Wall Street Journal. Food prices fell in August as strong supply of wheat, corn, and other key foodstuffs helped to lower global food commodity prices. On to energy, industrials, and materials, concrete pumping. Q3 EBITDA, 34.9 million versus estimate of 35.28. That one was cheered. Earnings surprise of 10%. Looks like it sold off, and then we got a lot of buying coming in here. Huge volume. First Solar, upgraded to buy from hold at Deutsche Bank. Got a little bit of a bump, not much. Volume bumped up, but not much movement in the stock. So we have to assume that there was a lot of selling as well. Plant Labs, PBC, Q2 EPS loss 14 cents versus estimate of 8 cents, down 11% on that news. Provides satellite imaginary data. And finally, Chevron, CVX. In Australia began industrial action Friday, intensifying a dispute that has rattled global gas markets, and didn't do much on the stock because oil prices seem to be going up. On to financials, Goldman Sachs plans to dismiss underperformers as soon as next month as part of the Wall Street firm annual evaluation of staff, the Financial Times reports. That must have been slightly liked. Guidewire Software was trending today. Adjusted EPS 74 cents versus 38 cents. That'll get your attention. Up nearly 1,000% on the EPS. Massive volume. A lot of professional money managers like this. Prudential, PRU, Q4 adjusted EPS 74 cents versus 38. I guess that's kind of what people were expecting. Hudson Pacific Partners serves tech and media tenants, suspends its quarterly dividend, starting with one for a third quarter that would have been paid in September. Sold off in the beginning and kind of held level. Finally onto technology, media, and telecom. Braze Q2 EPS 33-cent loss versus estimate 14-cent loss. You would think it would have gone down on that, but it actually went up. Sees Q3 revenues 116.5 million to 117.5 million. DocuSign off on the day, EPS up 64% to 9. Almost 10% earnings surprise and huge volume on the selling here. Smart Sheets quarter two adjusted EPS 16 cents versus 7 cents. The market liked that. It was up 260%, 146%, 147% earnings surprise. Are you kidding me? Look at this jump. It gapped way up and then sold down to its low. The markets were up earlier and then retracted, I believe. That may be part of it. And finally, Chip MOS, MOS, reported its unaudited consolidated revenue for the month of August. Revenue for the month of August was 57.5 million, representing a slight decrease of 0.2%. It's holding right in line there. Let's go to our dollar. Dollar continues strong. Gold, I would believe, would be retracting. It's holding right there at the 200-day line. And silver continues down with the strength in the dollar. Look at copper. ERO is continuing down. Southern Copper is holding pretty firmly. And FCX is slightly down. Let's look at the bond yields, which are the key. They sold off in the beginning, but are holding up pretty strong. You can see this is cup. This is a handle. Broke out, pulled back a little bit. Let's look at this on the weekly. Yeah, this looks like a little cup with a handle here on the weekly. Pretty strong, unfortunately, which is going to push stocks down. It's kind of like pressing a spring. It's only going to push them down so far. And then once this pressure is relieved, stocks are just going to take off. When that'll be, who knows? TBT, ultra short yields bouncing off the 10 and 20-day moving average. Let's look at the VIX. VIX is turning down. SPY is pretty flat. The NASDAQ about the same. Take a look at the equal weight. Doesn't seem to be much different. RSP equal weight on the S&P 500. So, yeah, the bonds are really weighing on everything right here. The Dow is holding up better than the other, and small caps are selling off. Okay, let's take a look at where the money was flowing. We saw some of that in the earnings today. Bring up my handy little screen. Take a look at Carrot Packaging. These are some down in volume, down 20% today. Vishay Intertechnology down about 2.3%. Advanced Energy Systems down another 1.54%. It's really in a downtrend. RH, formerly Restoration Hardware, down about 16% on massive volume. We looked at DocuSign. Summit Materials continues its big downdraft down to the 200-day moving average. Calboa Growers down about 15%. Huge volume. Earnings came in, and I'm not sure if it was the earnings or the guidance, but We're not pleased with how they came in, even though it was a 32% earnings surprise. Zoomy is down about 10, a little over 10%. So these are, we looked at Guidewire. Huge volume, once again. GCT, Hong Kong-based global trade service company, B2B e-commerce platform. Got some pretty good volume here. It looks like it's breaking out of like a little shelf pattern, but it's only about 3-4 days. So I would kind of continue to watch this on Monday. We looked at VST earlier in the earnings news. No, I guess we didn't. Vistra, engaged in retail and wholesale sales of electricity power. All of this volume, incredible. Penumbra, a local Alameda company. Looks like it's breaking out of the consolidation. We got some pretty huge volume 3 days in a row. Volume is growing. Lennox International, climate controls for heating and ventilation. The industrial area keeps moving up. This looks like a really nice cup with handle starting to form here. Autolive manufactures and supplies a wide range of safety systems to the automotive industry. Got some pretty huge volume over here. Bounced off of the 10 and 20-day moving average. Weatherford seems to be a leader in the oil and gas industry. Look at this huge volume, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. 5 days in a row if you count over here. Lilly, Eli Lilly continues to sport strong volume. I would say it's kind of extended. This is the ideal buy point around 501.90. So it's up close to $90. Looks like Hilton got a big move up here today. Earlier, we saw a lot of movement in Marriott, and now they're buying into Hilton. Could be a breakout. We'd like to see some follow through, but the volume was there. That's the important thing. And finally, we got HP. Huge volume. It looks like it's trying to break out. Might be an early buy point. Just draw the line over here. Wow, look at this. 3,660% earnings increase from last year. Yeah, I guess that'll get your attention. Let's see if we can look at some trending. Keep typing the wrong letter over and over again. Oil continues strong. Looks like we got a bit of a shelf pattern here. Energy keeps moving up. Oh, I pulled up the wrong ticker. XOP moving up as well. Looks like they got a shelf pattern forming. Financials. Looks like they're building a lower shelf. It won't go down. It doesn't want to go up, so we'll just have to continue to watch that one. Communications, where Google and Meta are. Meta was trying to break out the other day, but kind of fell below 300 again. And Google remains pretty strong here. Biotech, we'll sell off here in both of the biotechs. Take a look at technology. But it's trying to hold level there at where all the moving averages are converging. Semiconductors are pulling back. Software, you would think software would be hit with the bond going up. It's building a shelf here. It's pretty amazing. Just relatively strong. Let's take a look at a few. HubSpot is turning down. Salesforce looks to be pretty strong. ServiceNow. Yeah, that's pretty tight. That's pretty amazing. And Microsoft remains pretty buoyant as well. Kind of building the right side of a base. See if it can break above here on some good volume. Microsoft has spent the most on working with OpenAI. Our industrials are turning down. Our building materials trying to stay steady at the 10 and 20-day moving average. And our home builders remain below all the moving averages here. So that's that. And take a look at a couple of, let's take a look at Netflix first. Netflix remains pretty strong with a writer's strike and actors strike down in Hollywood. We'll take a look at another company. They used to be joined together. Roku manager wanted to work on the devices more, and Netflix just wanted to concentrate on streaming. I think eventually, after the yields start to pull back, this might be appetizing one to look at. The earnings aren't there yet, but I would keep an eye on this. Take a look at historically, it fell from around 469 on a monthly basis. It looks like it's forming a cup with a handle. It did fall on a weekly basis to the low, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And then the other stock that has interest for me is Zoom. Another cup with a handle base. It hasn't done much since it had this huge run up in the pandemic. Fast as they rose, it fell even faster. Let's see if they can reach a bottoming base. Bottoming base is when they kind of hit bottom, try to break out over here and pulled back, maybe forming a handle. But I definitely keep an eye on this because this is where so many companies are holding their meetings. If they can figure out a way to generate some extra income, more sales, I believe this has a lot of value. So this has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. We do not issue buy or sell recommendations. Do your own research. If you want to have any recommendations or whatnot, please contact us and we'd be happy to sit down and learn more about your personal finance goals and history. In the meantime, continue going out there, meeting your goals, and coming up with activities that will help you meet your goals faster. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes. Hope everybody has a great weekend.